So today is all about how you can win tourism awards and how to get your best entry together. The session will take about 30 minutes or so, and then at the end we'll have time for questions. And we'll also be circulating a copy of this PowerPoint, but you might want to take your own notes as well to go along with it. If you've got any questions you want to ask, if you want to post them in the chat, that would be fantastic, and then we'll come to them at the end. So off we go. Well, today we're going to cover why you should enter and the benefits that you can get from entering, the process, the application, so actually going through the application form, what the next steps are, and then, as I say, we're going to come on to the questions. But what I'd like to say right now is that for some of the categories, entering the awards for Destination Lincolnshire is the start of a journey. So people that win in some of the categories in Destination Lincolnshire can often go through to the Visit England Awards, which are the National Tourism Awards. And then you'll be competing against businesses from across the country. So entering the awards is the start of a journey. So why do businesses enter the awards? Well, Visit England carry out a survey with local tourism awards organisers, and this one was done in 2019 to find out the top reason why businesses enter the awards. And you'll probably be interested to know that winning an award isn't the main reason why people enter the awards. You can see about more than 2/3 of people do it for PR and as a mark of quality assurance for customers. Over half do it because they want to compete regionally and nationally, to get recognition from partners and to get independent feedback. It's also been found, and we've had this a lot of feedback from people, that it's a really, really good motivator for staff. It's a great cause for celebration. And it's also quite often the case that businesses like to share best practice, so that, for example, if a business might win bronze, then it will go and it will visit people that won silver and gold to see what they do differently. So it's a learning opportunity as well. And awards events are great opportunities for celebrations as well, and to meet your peers and to celebrate. As you can see, fifths of people attend because they want to go to an actual event. So just to go through in a little bit more detail now, we all like to visit award-winning businesses. That is a key for our customers as well. We like that quality assurance to know that that business has been independently judged and awarded an award. And if you win, you will receive a logo that you can share, which will show that you are an award-winning business. It also gives you loads and loads of opportunities for media opportunities, in terms of when you win at the Lincolnshire Awards. That is a great opportunity for local and regional PR. And then if you go through to the Visit England Awards, not only do you have the opportunity for national coverage, but you also get involved in Visit England's coverage that they do of the Tourism Awards as well. And it's a good news story. Everyone loves a good news human interest story. So entering awards can be a great opportunity for PR. And I've seen time and time again, when people win, or when they're shortlisted, or when they become a finalist and they're posting about it on social media, that all their customers get involved as well. And their guests, they get involved and they congratulate them, and your stakeholders get involved and your staff get involved. So it's such a good motivational tool. And it also shows that you are the best as well. You are the best in your region, and that is a great competitive edge. Those businesses that enter will also get free feedback. And as I said before, it's a really good opportunity to network and to reward your teams. And Visit England have got a range of information on their website to help people that win awards as well. And they have a PR toolkit, which is a really useful resource that's on their website. And it's got templates for PR and all that kind of stuff. So when you become a finalist or when you win, then you can have a look at that, as well as what Destination Lincolnshire will be doing for you as well. So the actual process, it's done on a system called Open Water. And Open Water is an online system which you can access through the Destination Lincolnshire Tourism Awards website. you just click on the website and you can go through and you can create an account. And this is your first step. I'm not sure how many of you today will have already created an account. We have a kind of a show of hands if you've created an account already. Okay, that's good. That's good. Some of you have. So going in, creating an account is your first step. I'm not particularly tech savvy, but I'm able to use the system. So I hope everyone else will be able to use the system too. I would say go onto the Lincolnshire Tourism Awards website. You can see it above my head and you can see it on the screen in front of you. This has got a wealth of information on there. It's got hints and tips. It's got links through to sample entry forms that you can download. So if you don't want to go onto open water, you can, and you want to have a look at the entry forms, if you go onto the Destination Lincolnshire website, you click on the link, you go through, you can have a look at what the entry form looks like before you go in and you complete it online. So this year there are 15 categories for you to choose from, and you can see them up on my screen here. And the ones on the left are core categories. These are ones that are run by Visit England as well. So what that means is that if you enter the award scheme in Lincolnshire and you win, you have the opportunity to go through to the Visit England Awards. The awards on the right-hand side are run by Visit Lincolnshire, so they are local award schemes, so they won't go through to the Visit England Awards. And just out of interest, I wanted to highlight something with regards to the Taste of Lincolnshire Award, because this is open for all foodie businesses. So this might be restaurants, coffee shops, tea rooms, bistros, attraction restaurants, hotel restaurants, all that kind of stuff. So you can see that there's a whole load of choices there for you, for accommodation businesses and for attractions as well. And also there might be more than one that you might want to consider entering. For example, if you're a bed and breakfast and you are really, really passionate about sustainable tourism, then you might want to enter the sustainable tourism category as well. If you're a hotel and you've got an amazing restaurant, then you might want to consider entering Taste of Lincolnshire too. So there's, I say, it's a big choice there of categories for you to choose from. So your application, we're going to go through the entry form now. The first most important thing for you is to make sure that you are eligible and that you meet the definition of a tourism business. And at the start of each entry, you will see that there is eligibility criteria. So it's really, really important that you read this and make sure that you are eligible. And once you've done that, you tick the box to say that you're eligible, and then you can carry on, because there's no point going through the whole of the entry form if you're not eligible. So please do take a moment to have a read through on that. Then the next point is that you go on to set the scene about your business. So you want to put your business name in here, and this is the name that is going to be used in all promotional activity should you win. So you need to make sure that it's the correct name that you want to use. For example, you might not want to be, let me think, Sunnybank Cottages Limited. You might just want to be Sunnybank Hotel. You need to make sure you've got the business name correct there. And then you want to give 120 words, a promotional description of your business. And again, this information is going to be used should you win. So it's really worth taking a bit of time to consider the words that you want to be used here. So if you win, Destination Lincolnshire will be using this copy for you. This isn't scored, this is just setting the scene, and you need to provide promotional images as well. And these are should be landscape, high resolution, and you should have copyright for them. If you don't have copyright, then you need to make sure who you should be crediting for if it's got a third-party credit. So you need to, there's a space for you to put the name of the photographer in there. And these should be JPEGs or PNG files. So we have 3 photographs that you can include there. And I've also, on this page, I've also just put a screen grab of links to supporting evidence there. Because for each question that you answer, you have the opportunity to provide additional supporting evidence. And this supporting evidence should relate to the question that you're answering. So, for example, if you're answering a question about accessibility and inclusivity, the link that you might want to put in here would be a link to your accessibility guide. If you're writing something amazing about your staff, the link that you put in here might be a link to a testimonial from one of your customers. And as I say, you can put links in for every single question that you answer, and there are 4 questions, which we'll come on to in a moment. So promotional images, again, really important because these are going to be used when you win. And the background of your business, that's again setting the scene for the judges. The judges are going to read through this, and this is just going to give them a bit of background about how long you had the business, the number of staff you have, who the sort of people that come to your business, and it's at 250 words. You also have the opportunity to put in any awards that you've won, and these can be big awards. It can be Michelin stars, or they can be small awards. So they might be things like Chamber of Commerce awards, Federation of Small Business awards. They might be other local awards that take place in your area. It might be that you've got a Green Tourism Business Scheme. It might be that you have some accessibility accreditations, and there's a space there for you to put in all the awards that you've won in the last couple of years. So now we come on to the first scored section of the website, which is all about your online presence. And it's very important here that when you're putting in the links to your website and your social media platforms, that you double check that they work before you press submit on your entry form. So the first area of it is your website. So the judges will go in and they will look at the website address that you've put here. Not only that, they'll go in and they'll Google your website as well. They'll Google your business as well to find you that way too. So there's 3 areas you have to look at here. The website is the first thing, and then links to your social media platforms. So that might be Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, anything like that, if you want to put that in. And then also links to review sites. And these are review sites that are obviously relevant to your business. So they might be TripAdvisor, they might be Google, they might be Facebook. You put them in, you put in the links to the review sites. So this is the starting point for the judges, of what they'll look at. But then they will also go on and they will Google you, and they will have a look at other review sites too. And they will look at your social media. And when we're looking at social media, what we're looking for is engagement. And we're looking at how you're interacting with people on different social media platforms. And we're looking about the content that you're posting, whether you're posting film, whether you're promoting your area, whether you're promoting your business, whether you're promoting seasonality, all of those kind of things. So a key thing for you, my top tip would be go in before you submit your entry form, make sure that everything on your website is entirely up to date, that any links that you've got on your website are working. You have a look at your review sites and make sure that you're replying to positive and negative reviews that you might get, and how you're replying to them as well. Are you giving a personal response? We know time and time again, I've heard from people saying that when they're replying to businesses on review sites, it can be used as an opportunity to promote their business. So personal responses on review sites, making sure everything's up to date on your website, and again, putting links through to social media platforms that you're using. If you're not using them, then don't include the links here. We're going to be looking for things that are current and up to date. And Visit England, again, has got lots and lots more information on their online marketing section. You can see the link here. You will also need to put in links to your accessibility guide if you've got one, which you should have predominantly on your website, and sustainability information too. You can put links in there. So on to the first question. your top qualities, 500 words, up to 5 ways that you are the best in your business. Why should you win this award is another way to phrase this question. Why are you the best? And this 500 words to absolutely say why you are streets ahead of all of your competitors in whatever category you're entering. So you're going to use this opportunity. You can use these prompts that are up on the screen here. They will be on the entry form. Once you go in and you start completing it, you will have prompts, which you'll see on the screen here. And we'd encourage you to use those prompts with your answer. So you need to put up to 5 ways that you are the best tourism business in Lincolnshire. And you've got 500 words to do it. So it might be that you give your customers the most amazing experiences from across the land. It might be that you are absolutely excellent in every single field of your business. So that would be front of house, that might be retail, that might be your facilities, your services. But then we're going to look at a little bit more about what do you do, what added extras do you give to make sure that everyone that leaves your business thinks that they've had or has had the most amazing time with you. And quite often I've found with businesses that I've worked with that when people arrive, they get the most amazing welcome. They might have the most amazing visit, but quite often there's not always an opportunity at the end when people leave. So if you're an attraction, when people leave and they go out through your gift shop, usually at the end, what farewell do they get? What is the lasting impression that those people have with you? How do you follow up with your visitors? So what do you do that makes you the best? And caring for your team and your customers might be one way that you're doing it, that you always go the extra mile with every single customer that comes through your door. It might be that the way that you look after your staff puts you streets ahead of your competitors. It might be that your training and development program, your induction program is just the best. It might be that you deal with your customers' feedback in a certain way, that you encourage feedback, from your staff, that you have a particularly brilliant complaints process, or it might be that your attention to detail. Another way that you might be ahead of your competitors is that you are running amazing different marketing campaigns. So what are you doing that is different from everybody else? Because that's what you need to put here. We're not looking for just ordinary, we're looking for excellence. The awards are all about excellence. What makes you stand out? So question number 1 is all about what makes you the best. And it might be that you're doing joint marketing. It might be the way that you're working with Destination Lincolnshire or Visit England or Visit Britain. You can see on the right here, there was a campaign that Visit England ran a little while ago. It might be that you'll stand out in your field because of your commitment to accessibility and inclusivity. And we know that about 1 in 5, 1 in 4 people kind of fit this area. So it's an opportunity for businesses to enhance inclusivity. What are you doing to make sure that everybody that comes into your business is made to feel welcome, whether they have families, whether they're older people, whether they have any particular accessibility needs? How do you look after everybody? Is your accessibility guide up to date? Does it use images? Is it very prominent on your website? Do you offer, for example, different areas of your business? You might have quiet areas in your business. You might have, if you run an attraction, you might have certain days or weeks where you offer free admission to carers. It might be that you are brilliant in your business because you cater for such an outstanding range of dietary requirements, and all of these are really, really well publicized. You can find out a lot more about accessibility on the link here on the screen, and there are opportunities for you to have set up your own accessibility guide as well. Another area that you might be brilliant in is in being ethical, responsible, and sustainable. And we kind of think here about not only environmental, but also economic and social impacts too. So what do you do in your business that, for example, helps wildlife? Do you do special planting in your grounds? Do you have bird feeders? Do you encourage wild animals into your garden? Do you have binoculars for your visitors? Do you promote public transport if you have public transport? Do you incentivize people who arrive by bike or on foot? Do you promote walking and cycling? How do you work with the local community? Do you do charity work? Do you sponsor a local football team? Do you do collections for certain charities? Do you speak in schools about the work that you do about being sustainable? This area is so big, and we could spend hours and hours talking about it, but we won't today. But I say this is an area that you can focus on if you wanted to in your entry. And again, there's another link here for you to find out a lot more information about it. That was question 1. Okay, question 2. Here we're looking at improvements over the last 2 years. And again, it's up to 5 ways, 500 words, and you've got some prompts on your entry form as well. And so these can be improvements that can be small. It might be that you decided to change your laundry supplier. It might be that you tried to, you wanted to reduce all your packaging. It might be that you've installed a biomass boiler as an example of a big one. So the improvements can be big or small, and we all know how terrible it's been for the last couple of years. And many tourism and hospitality businesses have been incredibly resilient and diverse and changed the way that they've done things. So I think pretty much everyone, I'm looking at you now, I think everyone in the room probably has a lot of things that they've done differently over the last 2 years that you could include on this section of your form. So there are 5 ways, 500 words. And question 3 is all about facts. Here we are looking for results. We're looking for 3, so you have to put 3 here. The judges can only score on what you've written on their form. They don't know you, so you need to make sure that you are writing everything you want them to see down on this form. So you need to write about 3 successes from the last year, and you've got 300 words to do this. So this is the opportunity you don't want to be vague at all. You want to be very, very specific. So for example, you could say, as a result of changing my electricity supplier to a green electricity supplier, I have saved X amount of money. It might be, as a result of this TikTok marketing campaign, I've increased my followers by X. It might be that, as a result of changing my staff induction process, customer satisfaction has increased to 99%. So we have to be very, very specific here. We say, what have we done? Why have we done it? Why was it a success? And what was the result? And if it was based on customer feedback, then definitely put that in here too. So if your customers said they wanted a particular thing to happen, a particular improvement, say from the last question, so the improvement was made because the customer said they wanted this, so you provided it. So you put that in question 2. And then as a result of doing that, in this question, you say, as a result of customer feedback, we did this, and it improved our occupancy figures by 5%. So our occupancy is now 80% year round. So here we want to have facts and figures in this. And we want to know about how significant it's been on your business. And for all of the questions, as I said at the beginning, we're looking for what you're doing across all of your business. So It's not just about your staff. It's not just about your facilities or your services, your front of house, your retail. It's about everything. So when you're looking for successes, when you're looking for improvements, we're looking for them across the whole of your business. But you've got to put 3 down here. And then question 4, excuse me, I'll just have a drink a moment. Question 4 is about your future plans. Sorry, there's a lot of words on this slide, so I don't expect you to read them all. But these are on the entry form, so you can see all of this. Once you go in and you start completing your entry form, you'll see all of these points here. And again, you need to put 3 things here. And if you don't put 3 things there, you're not going to get the full amount of points. So you definitely need to put 3 things there. And again, you've got 300 words for this. And these 3 things are all about what you're going to do over the next year. And it's kind of like using the entry form as a business plan to some extent. It's kind of like, first question is like, what are your strengths? Second question is, what have you done recently to become even more brilliant, and was it based on customer feedback? Third question is, what were the results of doing that? And then this is your future planning. So these are 3 things you're going to do differently over the next year. And why are you doing them differently? If your customers have said to you this season or the end of last season saying, yeah, we want you to do X, Y, and Z, or you've decided that you're targeting new markets now, your clientele might have changed from before the pandemic. So you might be thinking, my future plan is I'm now going to be targeting millennials. I'm now going to be targeting dog owners because everyone had a puppy during lockdown. So it's an opportunity for businesses. It's like, what are the 3 things you're going to do differently over the next year, and why? And there's examples here. There's lots and lots of different things here that you could do. And say it could be about efficiency, it could be about sustainability, accessibility, it could be about caring for your staff, your customers, it could be that you're providing new facilities or new services. It could be any number of things, but say make sure that you're putting 3 things down there, and that's question 4. So 4 questions. If you add it all up about the number of words, I think there's 1,600 words there that you need to put down to enter for the scored sections. So we've gone through the entry form, we've gone through the process. Once you've put all of your information into the entry form, press save, and then you can print it out if you want to. You can share it with your team, you can share it with your customers if you wanted to. So share it with people, get them to have their input into it. They might think of things that you might have missed. Make sure that you proofread it and then proofread it again, because as we said, these awards are all about excellence. So you've completed your entry form, you can save it, you can go back to it at any time up until the 29th of July. But as soon as you press submit, you can't go back to it. So my advice would be go in, start completing it, save it as you go along, share it with other people. And then when you've finished, not on the 29th of July, I would suggest you do it before the closing date, and then you press submit. And then once you've submitted, that's it. And as I said before, you can enter as many categories as you like. So I'd have a look on the website and go through and look at all the criteria for the other awards as well, because there may well be more than one that you want to enter. But in terms of top tips now, as I said, you need to go into the website. There's loads of useful information on there. Have a look at the guidance, choose your category, check that you're eligible, and then read through the questions. I once did some media training, and I think they talk about it with politicians as well, is that if you do media training, you have a thought in your head and a point that you want to get across, and it doesn't matter what question people ask you, you still say the answer that you want to get across. This is not the case for the awards things. For the awards things, please, please answer the question that's written down. So many times I've seen businesses, they write down what they want to write down, and they haven't answered the question. And if you don't answer the question, you can't get the points. So please read the question, read the prompts underneath it, and then answer them. And if you are entering more than one, you need to tailor each entry form to that particular entry. For example, if you're entering hotel, your entry form is going to be focused solely on the hotel. So it'll be hotel occupancy figures, it will be improvements in the hotel. If as a hotel you decide that you then want to enter your restaurant, you need to complete another entry form, and the focus there would be different. So the web link will be different, the social media platforms will be different, the photographs will be different. So it's not just about cutting and pasting. If you want to enter more than one, you need to tailor your answer to the relevant category. And on the right of the screen, we've got some lovely photos of previous winners to show that winners aren't just all big businesses. The Visit England Pub of the Year, I'm fortunate to know because it's close to me, and it's run by 6 people, and they won Pub of the Year for the whole of England. So the awards aren't just about big businesses, they're about small businesses as well as big businesses. Facts, everything has to be factually correct and honest. Some businesses, if they are shortlisted, if they become finalists, they will get a mystery visit, and the judge will be looking at what you said in your entry form. So you want to be very, very specific on your entry form. Your answers need to be very specific. And as we said, they can be supported with evidence. And for each question, you can put in URLs. So you put in web links. And some people have said to me in the past, well, I haven't got a website for that. But you can use things like sharing, document sharing, so Dropbox or Google Drive. So if, for example, you want to back up the answer that you've given in one of the questions, you can either put a web link in there or you could put a document, but it has to relate to the question. So it's really, really important. And you need to put down everything you possibly can within the word count about your business. You need to make every single word count because the judges don't know you, they don't know who you are. And this entry form is your opportunity to sell your business to them by saying how great you are, what improvements you've made, what are your results, and what are your future plans. You can't go over the word count, the system won't let you, but you need to make sure you use every single word to enhance your answer. And I have sadly seen some businesses enter before and they put one sentence in. And if you put one sentence in, you can't score the points. And you want to be a finalist and you want to win the awards because you are all excellent businesses. So you want to make sure that you make every single word count. Don't duplicate, but make sure every word counts. And as I say, these are all about extraordinary tourism businesses. Why are you brilliant? Why are you different? So these are the kind of points you need to get across. And people I found that work in hospitality and tourism are generally very, very passionate about what they do. And you need to make sure you get that passion down into your entry form as well. And sometimes people can be modest and they might think, well, I don't know why I am brilliant. And I would always say, have a look at your reviews, because quite often on review sites, you'll get loads and loads of inspiration about why you are a brilliant tourism business. But hopefully you know that already. The other thing to think about is, I say, to how you act on feedback. Anything you get wrong, how do you deal with that? We've talked about looking at review sites. We've talked about proofreading the form twice, 3 times, however many times is needed to make sure that it's absolutely spot on. So, and then making sure that you submit it on time. So we've got the nominations, they're open now. The application deadline is the end of July. And then you've got your awards evening on the 21st of October. So for you, the key points are, it's only a couple of weeks away to get your entry form in. Here are lots and lots of links. I say we'll send this out to you after the session today, so you can have a look at them and click on them. They're all the links that I've talked about today. So the next steps for you are to go to the website and have a look at the tips for applicants and the frequently asked questions. Have a look at the eligibility criteria, because that's really, really important. Choose your categories and then enter before the 29th of July even. And then there's a team that will be on hand to help you, and you'll be able to contact Katrina at any point, and these are her contact details. So if you want to get hold of Katrina, then to ask her a question at any point, then you can do that.